Akwa Ibom State Government intensifies enforcement of safety protocols amidst rise in COVID-19 cases. Federal government to end monthly electricity subsidy next year. PDP governors call for electronic transmission of election results. And now the news in detail. Following the resurgence of a third wave of the coronavirus pandemic, the government of Akwa Ibom State has ordered immediate enforcement of the COVID-19 guidelines and protocols earlier set by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, and the state government. The secretary to the state government and the chairman of the state COVID-19 management committee, Dr. Emmanuel Ekuwem, made this known while giving an update on the pandemic. Decrying the unprecedented rate in the upsurge of the virus, the SSG called for caution and vigilance from citizens as he declared a reinstatement of protocols earlier set to contain the pandemic. The rules, as enumerated by Dr. Ekuwem, include proper use of face mask, regular washing of hands with soap under running water, use of alcohol-based hand sanitizers, maintaining social distancing of not less than 1 meter, avoidance of overcrowded areas, especially indoors, among others. The SSG also noted that all non-essential social gatherings such as burials, weddings, birthday celebrations, and so on should be reconsidered or possibly suspended in the time being in order to reduce the scale and scope of the pandemic. Also to be complied with are observance of social distancing and wearing of face masks in tricycles and minibuses. Churches and mosques are to run at half capacity and not exceeding 1 hour, while hotels, sit-outs, clubs, schools, transport companies, supermarkets, banks, pharmacies are to ensure compliance with all COVID-19 preventive measures in their facilities. Dr. Ekuwem urged citizens of the state to report symptoms such as fever, cough, difficulty in breathing, body pains, and weakness to the nearest COVID-19 facility or call 0800 027 5664 or 0818 941 1111 for help, as he announced the reactivation of all COVID-19 monitoring mechanisms in the state to ensure strict compliance with guidelines and protocols. The federal government will next year end most of its subsidy payments in the electricity sector, estimated at 30 billion naira monthly. Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo, who disclosed this at the opening of the 14th Nigerian Association for Energy Economics Conference in Abuja Monday, said the government expected the electricity sector to generate its revenue from the power sector market. The conference had as its theme strategic responses of energy sector to COVID-19 impact on African economies. Professor Oshibanjo, who was represented by the Special Assistant to the President on Infrastructure, Engineer Ahmed Zakari, noted that government would be investing over 3 billion in the coming years to improve transmission and distribution infrastructure across the country. He explained that the efforts of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to reform the energy sector would ensure that it continued to play a critical role in the growth of the country's social and economic well-being. Oshibanjo charged the participants to come up with solutions to key energy challenges facing the country, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic and energy transition. To achieve a free, fair, and credible elections in the country, the PDP governors in Nigeria has urged the National Assembly to entrench electronic transmission of results of elections in the nation's electoral process. The governors met the call in a communique issued at the end of the 11th meeting of the PDP Governors Forum held in Bauchi Monday. The meeting also requested the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to deploy appropriate technologies necessary to ensure the vote of every Nigerian is counted and made to count. The PDP governors enjoined all Nigerians to take advantage of the PDP e-registration exercise, which is soon to kick off, and register as members, calling on PDP members to update their membership electronically. The need for the Nigerian National Petroleum Commission, NNPC, and other revenue-generating agencies of government to conscientiously remit all their revenues to the Federation account, as provided by the Constitution, was also outlined. The governors who expressed gratitude to the governor of Bauchi State, Senator Bala Abdulkadir Mohammed, CON, for providing a conducive atmosphere for the meeting, called on the federal government to bring the activities of bandits, kidnappers, and terrorists to an end through an increased use of military equipment, traditional means of conflict resolution, and technology of surveillance, as well as develop political will in the fight against insurgency in the country. The state epidemiologist, Dr. Ntiense Omoite, has enjoined citizens and residents in the state to term with the state government in curtailing the spread of the third wave of COVID-19, known as COVID Delta. Dr. Omoite gave the advice on Update Akwa Ibom radio program while appearing as studio guest on Radio Akwa Ibom 90.5 FM recently in Uyo. She noted that the constant use of face masks by members of the public, keeping not less than 1 meter distance from the next person, using of hand sanitizers, washing of hands, and obeying all preventive measures will help citizens stay free from the COVID Delta virus, which she disclosed is on the increase. Dr. Omoite, who noted that getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is without side effects, called on citizens and residents of the state to make themselves available for voluntary tests of COVID-19 and also endeavor to be vaccinated when the next vaccines are brought to the state. She applauded Governor Dumi Manuel for the huge investment he has made in the healthcare sector and the various interventions he has recorded in the fight against COVID-19 for the well-being of Akwa Ibom citizens. The Federal High Court has commenced its annual vacation for the year 2021 in a circular by the Chief Whip. Vacation, which began Monday, 26th July, would end on Friday, September 17, while court activities would resume on September 20. According to GACO, some courts in Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt divisions will remain functional to cater for cases of extreme urgency during the period. The statement advises the public to approach other functional courts located nearest to them for litigations. The High Commission of Ghana in Nigeria has denied a disparaging comment credited to President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana on Nigeria and Nigerians. A report trending on social media claims that the Ghanaian president made some provocative comments asking Nigerians to go back to their country and make it better. The High Commission in a statement describes the report as misleading and a work of detractors who want to sow discord between Nigeria and Ghanaian leaders and their people. To end the news, another look at the stories that made the headlines. Akwa Ibom State Government intensifies enforcement of safety protocols amidst rise in COVID-19 cases. Federal government to end monthly electricity subsidy next year. PDP governors call for electronic transmission of election results. And that was the news as edited by Nene Ekong. I am Catherine Akpan. Thank you for listening.
That's the news. News that's worth listening to on Update Akwa Ibom.
Thank you very much, Nene Ekong there and Catherine Akwan for putting that together. Here Etienne, our job here is to inform the public, educate them and bring them up to speed with governments, policies and programs. Today, Etienne, we'll be talking about NAPTIP, and then by the side we'll also be talking about Rotary. Are you a Rotarian?
Not yet.
What are you waiting for?
Next year, I want to join the commissioner.
The commissioner is already a president.
So
I had thought you would have used that opportunity to get inducted.
I told him 1 year. I'll be with him.
Oh, you told him 1 year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So, service to humanity there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, we'll be talking about service to humanity. Where we'll be talking with Rotarians Abraham Anlak and Fon Cyprian Akpan. We'll also talk about NAPTIP. I wonder, Etienne, if you ever imagine man's inhumanity to another human being, selling out your sibling, your children.
Child, yeah.
Oh no,
it's menacing these days. I don't know,
and it's so alarming.
Yeah,
it's so alarming.
I don't know where conscience has gone to, and our morality in the society. It's really, I don't know. People say they do it for money, but I don't know. It's money. The essence of selling your own child. Your own child. I can't imagine such inhumanity by humans to fellow human beings. Although you're still here with us on Updates Akwa Ibom, the flagship program of the Ministry of Information and Strategy. Before we get to the update segment where we'll hand over to Ubon Marcus to take us through the interview with the NAPTIP officials, we want to take the Rotarians here with us in the studio. We have Rotarian Abraham Anlak. He's the president of Rotary Club of Uyo Municipal. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
We also have a lady here, beautiful young woman here. She's Rotarian Mfon Cyprian Akpan. She's the secretary. Rotarian Fon, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here this morning.
Oh, you heard us. Etienne says he wants to join the Rotary Club in a year's time.
Give me 1 year.
Okay.
I'll be your member in a year's time.
Yeah, if you're able to prove to me what Rotary is all about and if it's worth
and
joining.
Why we should join.
And why we should join. So, President, why should I join Rotary?
Rotary is an international service organization whose stated purpose is to bring together business and professional leaders, vocational citizens, in order to provide humanitarian service and to advance goodwill and peace in the world. The bottom line is service.
Service to humanity.
Yes, so the criteria to be admitted into Rotary, to be a Rotarian, is the willingness to offer selfless service, knowing that your 1 naira, your 1,000 naira, your $1 is going to help fix a need somewhere where you can hardly get a thank you for. And so that is priority. That's prerequisite to be a Rotarian. We got polio eradicated. That courtesy the support from the Rotary Foundation. It means that a $1,000 donated by someone in Europe, in England, in Angola, in Nigeria, is helping one child or one country somewhere to stay off polio. And the best you can get is the fulfillment or satisfaction that someone has been helped, courtesy your little effort. It's not only money. Rotary also offers vocational service. Rotary requires your time, your energy, your resources, your talent, your wisdom. Sometimes we have ideas proposed by an individual. That idea is put on the table. We refine it. We have people from various sectors. We have engineers, we have doctors, we have carpenters, we have vulcanizers. So every talent and vocation is valued by Rotary.
Yeah.
That's because somewhere, somehow, your input will be needed to refine an idea and provide service to humanity.
That's good. Etienne,
Okay.
you have something?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So don't wait for 1 year.
Okay. Yeah,
I like that.
You're beginning to convince me.
Oh, thank God.
Okay,
I'm getting convinced too.
Secretary, please, let's still stay on the admission process in Rotary Club. What actually qualifies one to be a member?
Okay, like my president has said, the major thing that qualifies you to be a member is just the willingness to serve. You have to be ready, you know.
Okay.
You have to have a passion for service.
That's the key
You know,
word.
that's
Passion.
that's the key thing.
Passion.
It's mainly passion. But don't be deceived. Even within the passion, it's not a prerequisite, but even with the passion, you also have to have some source of income, because like the president has said,
I need to get you there. You need to be a worker or something, or just
you have to have a source of income.
Okay.
Yes, you have to be a legitimate source of income.
Okay.
Because like what we are saying, to provide these services, you're not plucking money from trees or something. The money comes from from the members. So but it's also a voluntary thing. It's not like you're forced. If you're in a club and there's a project coming up and maybe you don't have the money at the time, nobody forces you.
Okay.
It's a voluntary thing so that it doesn't scare people away. But the major thing is passion. You need to have a passion for service, because like he has rightly said, you're doing things for people that you might never set eyes on. You're doing things for people that you don't know from Adam. You're doing things for people that will never come back to tell you thank you because they don't know who you are. Like one of our noted members usually says, she says Rotary is a club where you need to be somebody that can afford 3 square meals a day, and you're ready to give up one of those meals for somebody else. So basically that's what it is. That's what it's about.
It's okay. I understand that you do, is it installations or investitures worldwide on every, is it every 1st of January or every 31st of June or something?
No.
But you have an investiture coming up. Can you tell us about the investiture, President?
Okay, the Rotary year starts on the 1st of July and it's 30th of June.
Okay.
And so every 1st July, a new Rotary year begins worldwide.
Oh, okay.
So somewhere along the line, presidents usually fix a day for an installation, a handover ceremony, sort of. This is, I'll be coming in as first president. We were chartered 22nd January 2021, and we used the first 6 months to prepare ourselves. Okay. We've handled some activities anyway, but we had to wait till this coming Saturday to have that ceremony done.
Okay, that proper handing over.
Yes.
Proper installation.
We'll be having an installation on Saturday, 31st July 2021 at Helima Event Center by 2:30 p.m.
Okay.
And red carpet, we'll do some little paparazzi by 3 p.m. on the dot. We'll start. And inshallah, 2 hours we should be done.
It's okay. So, Etienne, you have something I wanted to ask the secretary.
Okay, go on.
Who and who is eligible to come for the investiture or the installation? Is it open to everybody? Every Tom, Dick and Harry can just walk in there for the installation? Or
Well, we would have loved everybody to attend, but unfortunately that's not possible. One, we have the there's an amount you're paying. It's a lunch, but they call it a charity lunch, really. So it's not like you're paying for the food, but there's something that the money is going towards to do. So it's called a charity lunch. And also the hall can't contain everybody. If we said everybody should come, that's not going to be possible. And besides, with the COVID situation, it wouldn't be wise either. We would have loved everybody to come, but so to be eligible to come, you be ready to pay your 3,000 naira charity lunch fund, and you're good to go.
Okay. Etienne,
Okay. Yes. Maybe away from your installation ceremony on Saturday, I keep hearing Rotarian. What does Rotarian mean?
Rotarian means that you're a member of a Rotary Club.
That's just also, so if you're a member, you're now a Rotarian.
Yes.
Okay. Is it like a social club, Rotary?
Depending on your context of social.
It's a
we're a service organization
Oh, that's what it is.
that encompasses social contents. We have vocational contents. Once in a while, you see a Rotary Club go to a dirty area to clean up, and so that's service related. Once in a while, you see Rotarians go to a place to do aerobics. That's for members. Once in a while, you see Rotary go to a school, do some career counseling. You also see Rotarians go to hospitals to meet some needs, some welfare needs. And so as a member of Rotary, you're a Rotarian. We also have people who have supported the Rotary Foundation but are not Rotarians.
Okay.
We have persons who have contributed $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation and were honored with the Paul Harris Fellow.
Okay.
They are not Rotarians because they are not members of a club.
Okay.
So you could say they are friends of Rotary.
Rotary. So those are the Paul Harris.
Yes.
Okay.
But you can also be a Rotarian and be a Paul Harris Fellow. The distinction is that I choose to support the Rotary Foundation, but I'm not ready to be a member like you.
Okay.
You are talking of 1 year, but I'm
Yeah.
sure today you're changing your mind.
So I'll be a Paul Harris Fellow.
That's when you offer a token to the Rotary Foundation.
Okay. Okay.
Now it is from those monies that we offer to the Rotary Foundation that Rotary uses to handle global humanitarian services. Our club has a global grant to build 2 blocks of toilets in a secondary school and an overhead tank. Those monies come from our dues and the monies we support Rotary Foundation with. So it's a win-win.
Okay.
You send support to the foundation, it also comes back to you to handle projects.
Okay.
And so we are taking our own global grant to a school in a rural area because I'm sure it will offer some developmental support to that place. Okay, I think we chose Dikpo Secondary School at Ibesikpo.
But yeah, Uyo Municipal.
Yes. We are not limited.
Does Ibesikpo include Uyo Municipal?
Are you saying we cannot come to your local government?
No, I'm not saying so.
Yeah, that's why
We're asking because I want
listeners to know
Yes.
as well.
Fine, perfect. We are based at Uyo Municipal, but we can offer help anywhere.
Okay, so it's beyond borders.
Yes, beyond borders. We went to GEP last year, November, right?
Yeah.
And we discovered a secondary school that is men. And so we had to raise some money. We bought educational material. They don't have chalk. And so we bought cartons of chalk. We bought math set. We bought rollers, exercise books, some few textbooks. And we went to the school and donated to them. I'm sure I may not know my way to that school again. But we reached out to the president of Rotary UGEP and told him we found out this and we want to partner and support this school. And that was it.
Oh, it's been nice speaking with you, President of Rotary Club of Uyo Municipal, Mr. Abraham Anlak. It's been nice having you here in the studio and listening to you. We also spoke with Rotarian Mfonsi Pranakban, who is the secretary of Uyo Municipal Rotary Club. Yeah, a quick one just before we let you go. You say your installation comes up on Saturday,
The 31st.
the 31st.
Yes.
Where? Venue?
Halima Event Center.
Time?
3 o'clock.
So,
3
Etienne,
p.m.
all road leads to Helima Event Center on
Yeah.
Saturday,
So
the
you're
31st
Are we invited?
Yes, you're
of
invited.
July. Etienne, you're really
invited.
making serious
You're an
efforts.
honorary invitee.
Invitee.
So with the
Etienne is really.
charity lunch, am I supposed to be part of that?
Yes.
Yes, why not?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Because it will help fix a problem for someone somewhere. That's why I love Rotary service to humanity. Thank you very much.
The other salient thing about Rotary is that in Rotary we are apolitical. We don't follow sentiments, no political sentiments. You're in PDP, you're in APC, you're in ABGA, you're in YPP, you're in YFF, whatever. You want to join us, it's one family. No tribal sentiment. You are Ibibio, you are Anang, you are Itigidi, you are Yoruba, you are Cross River. As long as you are willing to offer selfless service, you can be a Rotarian.
Thank you very much, President of Uyo Municipal Rotary Club, for coming to the program. Congratulations ahead of your installation as President and Secretary, respectively. It's been nice speaking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice being here.
We look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Oh,
We shall be there.
all right. Thank you for the
Take your
invitation.
words to the bank.
All right. All right. If you're still listening to us, we're here on XL 106.9 and the program is Update Akwa Ibom. Stay with us.
Akwa Ibom, oyememem, oyememem. Akwa Ibom, yema wana bao. Obong bok, bongo wanu bok. Yung tongon tak, bongo wanu kot. Akwa Ibom, oyememem, oyememem. Akwa Ibom, yema wana bao. Obong bok, bongo wanu bok. Yung tongon tak, bongo wanu kot. Let's live in peace. Let's live in harmony with one another in Akwa Ibom. Let's live in peace. Let's live in harmony with one another in Akwa Ibom. Abang bok, bongo wanu bok. Yung tongon tak, bongo wanu kot. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Information and Strategy, Akwa Ibom State.
Thank you very much. We need peace in Akwa Ibom because without peace, we can't move forward. With no peace, nothing thrives. Welcome now to the update segments. In the update segments, we'll be talking about NAPTIP. Here at this point, I want to hand over to my colleague, Ubon Marcus, to lead the update segments.
Akwa Ibom people, glad to have you here joining us on Update Akwa Ibom here on radio. Human trafficking is a major crime against humanity. I lack words to describe it. It's a crime against nature itself.
Yes.
It's a crime against God, the creator of life. And here we have a gentleman and a lady from the National Agency for Prohibition of Traffic in Persons, NAPTIP. We'll be talking to them about human trafficking. The gentleman here is the head of public enlightenment. Of course, that's exactly what he's doing here on air, Mr. Ben Esang.
Hello, Akwa Ibom.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. We also have Patience La. Patience La is from the legal unit of NAPTIP in Uyo Zonal Command. Hello, Patience.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Glad to have you, Patience. So, human trafficking. To an ordinary man, the average citizen feels that the issue of human trafficking has to do with those in the border communities, in the international, for instance. It happens in Lagos, Abuja, where you have international airports, border communities. Does it affect people here in Akwa Ibom?
Absolutely. It does. I mean, if you say human trafficking is only an international thing, the external one, then you're making a mistake. Because every other day, I mean, people are being trafficked from one state to the other internally. So human trafficking cuts across the involves the local one, which is within a country, and the international one or external one, which is across borders, across international borders. But before we go on, please, I would like to say a big thank you to the Commissioner of Information and Strategy, Comrade Inie Memabong, for making this possible. And I would also like to acknowledge Comfort FM. I mean, we have been doing this for us for quite some time. Just for the past 1 year or thereabout, they've been doing this for us as a part of their social corporate responsibility, and we want to appreciate them for this. Thank you.
Okay. So, Patience, let me come to you now. What are the recent activities of your agency?
Okay. I'm from the legal unit, so usually we are restricted to just that. But the good thing about our agency is that we are encouraged to have a feel of all the units that we have. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I picked child labor, to be precise, under the NAPTIP Act to talk about this morning.
Okay.
The primary and secondary schools are winding down for the long vacation.
Yeah.
So now is the time that predators launch.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to make this very, very clear, especially to parents, guardians, whoever it is. We need to keep vigilant and very, very vigorous attention on the young ones we mind.
Okay.
Forced labor under the NAPTIP Act is such that it's not about just employing someone to come work. Now that children are going to be at home, parents would be overwhelmed. We understand that, and times are hard, let's be honest. You want to engage your children in some kind of activity that would bring in funds into the house, but we have to keep in mind that they are children regardless. So you can't, for instance, ship off your child to a relative somewhere promising that okay, there would be compensation financially or some other guise, and that it's not being done most of the case. So for that, we in the legal unit, we come for you. He said something that I want to clarify. Layman out there would think trafficking is all about transporting someone somewhere, going to the airport. No. Under the NAPTIP Act, human trafficking, it encompasses a lot. There is sexual exploitation. It could be here. You don't have to be trafficked anywhere. It could be here. It could be child labor, for instance. Let's say it could be baby factory again. That is also another part of it. So Section 22 and 23, to be precise, forced labor and employing a child under 12 as house help, we will come for you. And that comes with a penalty of 1 million naira and a term of imprisonment for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
So having a housemaid that's
that is 12 years underage. Just the fact that you employed someone of that age is a crime. We will take
so
you to court.
let's stay on that,
Yes.
because it's rampant in our society.
Yes.
Now, what does the law define by employing a house help? Because in some situations,
Yes.
you have families who pick the child of a relative to live with them, help in the house chores, while they in return sponsor the child educationally. Could that be termed under this?
Yes, it's allowed. Now, where we are particular about is 12 years and below.
Okay.
It's a crime. That is a child. For instance, you have a child of 9, 10, and you're employing someone of 12. What's the difference? There is no difference. You're employing a child to take care of a child. It's not done. You can't do that. Now, if you employ a child of 12 and below to do vigorous work, you send the child to work, you see children hauling big bags of cassava or whatever. Now, that attracts a term of imprisonment of 2 years. Sometimes we pray and we hope we meet very strict judges, because judgment, our act would prescribe a judge has his discretion. So they can go as far as they want to. Our act does not give an option of fine. So you are most likely going to do 2. You spend time, cool your heels in jail, and then you pay a fine. Now,
so this thing that people say it's a small thing.
No, it's not a small thing.
Land someone in jail.
It frustrates me. I find it very frustrating, because for us here in Africa, we seem to think it's a normal thing. It's a child, let the child. No, you can't do that. Let children be children. Let them grow. Growing up in a large family, I understand how difficult it is for parents, most especially, to mind children, especially during this time. There are other things you can do. That is why Mr. Ben here, Head of Public Enlightenment, goes out to sensitize in schools, churches, bus parks. We go everywhere. There are other ways we can, try and get them involved in other things that they could be doing. You can get them. Summer schools are there. And for places like this, internships. You could go to schools, get, into their minds. Children that would want to grow up and do things, they can come around, engage them in activities. So then when they're out of school, they can do something else. Because we have instances of children coming, working for someone, they come with serious bodily harm. It's heartbreaking when you see situations like that. And then the parents really do not know that they've committed an offense. The person hiring them do not even realize that they've committed an offense. So it's very difficult when you meet people like that and you cannot articulate to them, this is a crime. So regardless, they say ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Exactly.
So Akwa Ibom, our listeners, please, let's be vigilant. Look out. We are very protective of confidential informants.
Okay.
We are always open to people bringing, complaints to us. We are ready to help. We have to be our brother's keepers. We have to protect our children. So NAPTIP, the legal unit, especially myself, Patience, I will come for you.
Just to add to that, the idea that you cannot take care of your relations, we do have that in mind. We understand what it means when some relations of ours are not as blessed as we are. So we are not discouraging mentorship or people out there trying to be nice to their relations, but we're trying to say that you are not supposed to treat someone's child badly when you treat your own kids as well. So the idea is that treat them as well as you treat your own kids. I mean, just because they are some other person's kids doesn't mean that you have to treat them badly. So we're not against that. But what we're trying to say is that you need to be you need to be nice, just as you are nice to your kids. Be nice to someone else's kid that's staying with you. Okay. And then, you talked about recent activities. Yeah. We've been going to schools and we've been going for lots of programs lately. And just on Monday, we partnered with African Faith and Justice Network, which is a Catholic-based organization, an NGO that has lined up a lot of public enlightenment activities. So we'll be going to 3 other communities, apart from the fact that we had a workshop on Monday, and we invited lots of stakeholders. So lots of things were said there, and people went home with more knowledge of the problem at hand. And we'll be going to these communities in the rural areas to talk about human trafficking, child labor, and abuse. And those communities are Oron, Ibno, and also in the last one we are going to is Afageket. So we'll be doing all that just to get people to know more about the human trafficking. Okay. And what the fines are.
Patience. Okay, let me come back to you now. Statistics of convictions.
Yes.
How well has the agency done?
We well enough, but as you know, hunting down traffickers is what we do. We are hoping for a time where it ends completely, but so far we've been able to have 51 convictions. And I know that if not because of the Justin strike, we have some matters in court that have reached the stage of final addresses. So we have about 3 to 4 more convictions, fingers crossed, lined up real soon.
It's still on child labor?
Various offenses. We have sale of babies. We have prostitution, and basically, let me clarify.
The prostitution issue.
Because I actually want to talk about that.
It's an issue. Now, what does the law say on prostitution? Is it the person offering the service or the person who patronizes?
That's the clarification I want to make. Under the NAPTIP Act, who we come for is not the prostitute. What we come for are the people that benefit from exploiting the prostitute. We have no problem with you if on your own as an adult you willingly go into prostitution. Now the problem is they have madams, there are brothels where they keep these women, and then you do all the work and they give you peanuts. That is who we come for. And then when it involves children that are being kept in the brothel, now we come for who owns the brothel. We come for the person that trafficked them. And then we come for the person that recruited them. It is a cartel. There are steps, and it's like you're in a box. You keep opening and opening. Lots of people involved. Our officers, I must commend our officers of men of the agency. They do a whole lot of it. They go places, they risk their lives. including the informants that we have out there. We want to say a very big thank you. Human trafficking, if I'm not mistaken, is now the second, highest money spinning organization in the world.
It's organized crime.
It's organized. It's beyond borders. It's everywhere. It's a very terrible thing. So NAPTIP, the offenses of NAPTIP deals with exploitation. Let's be clear about that. It's exploitation, where someone is exploited.
Yes.
Because there's a difference between migration and trafficking. When you're migrating, you want to be moved, be it legally or illegally.
Okay.
When you are trafficked, oftentimes you are being deceived. They tell you that there is someone somewhere that is looking for somebody to come and work in their, be it restaurant, be it supermarket, you be a salesperson and all this, and then they go. So that is the deceit, because our act also says anyone who recruits through force, coercion, deceit. Exactly. So it's those that exploit the person. And then whoever else, because we also have conspiracy. We can also charge you for conspiracy if you conspire. Last week, one of our colleagues was at a program, I forget which station, and she was saying that predators are everywhere. It could be him, it could be me, it could be your father. I have a matter, I can't really expatiate, a father that was involved in the sale of his own child.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's not someone from far. It's real close. It's really, really close. So we really have to be very careful. It's all about exploitation. You have neighbors. Now, this is the most disgusting thing ever. A grown man, an adult man, violating a child. So there is a distinction between rape and, for us, defilement or abusing the position of vulnerability of someone. If it is rape, there are key ingredients we look for before we charge someone with that. If it's just rape, you meet a girl, a child, a minor of whatever age, you rape her and that's it. Sometimes we get these cases and we have to refer it to the police or to Women Affairs, because it's not our matter, because our matters are specific. We look for specific things. So if such matter comes to NAPTIP, then there has to be exploitation. It could be that, don't tell your mother, I'll give you 15 naira. Or it happens you give her something. There has to be an exchange. There has to be that exploitation, that exploiting her vulnerable position, the fact that she's a minor, or even if it's an adult, you take advantage of her. She has nowhere to go, she has nowhere to sleep, she can't pay her school fees. That's why I'm very particular about this period now.
For instance, an employer could do that to a vulnerable employee.
Exactly. So as long as there is exploitation, that is where NAPTIP comes in.
Okay, here we're talking to officials of the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, the head public enlightenment of NAPTIP, Ben Esang, and Patience La of the legal unit. Let's go now to other legal issues. Patience, still staying with you, on willingness of some relations or witnesses to testify, and so before we come to the World Day Against Human Trafficking.
Yes. These are some of the challenges we face. Sometimes when we get these matters and we finally charge it to court, for some reason, I know there is a lot of interference. Most of the time, these accused persons are granted bail. Once everybody is entitled to bail. So once they go home, the families try to reach out to the victims and try and convince them to withdraw the matter. Or sometimes you see our witnesses just get missing. Yes. Because of the climate we find ourselves in, our legal system is not as fast-tracked as we would want it to be. Recently, before the strike, judges were transferred. So when judges transfer, most of our matters start de novo. That means we're starting afresh. And you have matters that have been lagging for a year, 2 years. After some time, these people, sometimes they get frustrated, they get tired, and then sometimes they even go back to being trafficked. We face that, and then sometimes interference from, be it how do they call it, head ruling, the rural chieftaincy, village heads, thank you. From the village heads, there are lots of interference. They want to withdraw. We can't withdraw once we have gotten to that stage of charging. The federal government is representing you. You are now our witness, regardless of the fact that you are the claimant. It's a process. These people must not go unpunished. It serves as a deterrent to others. So if we are pulling and withdrawing matters left, right, and center, it's futile. Exactly. So those are the challenges that we face.
Okay, let's hasten up a bit because of time.
Yes.
Let's go to the World Day Against Human Trafficking. Ben?
Yes. World Day Against Human Trafficking, as we all know, it's a day set aside by the United Nations to, make people get to understand the plight of human trafficking victims, because these people go through a lot. So there's a day set aside, which I just said is 30th July of every year.
Okay, July 30th.
To draw attention to their plight.
And it's worldwide.
And it's worldwide. It's not a Nigerian thing. It's a worldwide occasion. So at this point, we usually like to work with our stakeholders, and at the moment we've gotten a lot of support, and we're still asking for more. And I'd like to specifically thank the Commissioner for Agri, who has been there for NAPTIP for quite some time. I know this problem is a big one, and it's mostly Akwa Ibom youth we're catering for at NAPTIP. Most of the victims are from Akwa Ibom. Though we happen to be a federal government establishment, doesn't mean that the victims should be ignored, or just because we are a federal government establishment.
So let me find out. Are there activities lined up to mark?
Yes, there are activities lined up. We'll have a walk across major cities and major roads in the town to mark the day, and we're going to invite as many people as possible. And the thing is that nobody should be left out. We're inviting everybody. And in carrying out these activities, money will be spent. So we need support out there from as many people as possible. Like I said, the Commissioner for Agri has already, told us confidently that she's going to do something. And then we would also like to acknowledge the contributions, the expected contributions of the Commissioner for Women Affairs. She has also pledged her support. And then we are calling on as many people out there as possible, some other government officials that may be listening to us. We are calling on individuals out there too who may have an extra cash to spend. We do have a shelter where these kids are being catered for. So they need clothing, they need food, they need things that to sustain them just like every other person. They also eat, like we do eat. So sometimes, the wheels of government grind slowly. So it's not like the federal government is not spending money on these kids. They are, but sometimes we need that extra cash extra push, whatever you would like to call it. But we need people out there to support us. Yes.
Okay, in case you're just tuning in, it might interest you to know that the 30th day of July is the World Day Against Human Trafficking. That's in Akwa Ibom here. It's going to be marked by the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking Persons, NAPTIP. A lot of issues there. So, advice to the general public. What's the advice that your agency has for members of the public?
I would like to let everyone out there know that most of the trafficking victims have been trafficked by relations, not strangers. A cousin who's been in Dubai for quite some time, a sister who just came from Italy. We had a case in Benin where a sister spent some time in Italy and came back to recruit her younger sister. So she didn't tell her what she was doing there, but when she got there, she laid everything open for her, and the younger sister was like, "Is this what you've been doing all these years?" And she was like, "Yeah. What do you think I've been doing to send all that money to you guys?" So we've had cases like that. So most of the time, people that are trafficking people are relations and not even strangers. Strangers do, but we have to be careful about your relations that you don't know much about, what they have been up to over the years, that you've not seen them, because they suddenly will appear on the scene looking real touched and stuff, and then you think they've all made it, and then you fall for their story. So but we'd like to give our phone numbers. Very important.
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
On Facebook, our address is NAPTIP Nigeria, as simple as that, NAPTIP Nigeria. And then our hotline is 070-111-00661. I repeat, 070-111-00661. That's our hotline. And then you can also walk to our office and lay a complaint, and it's at number 40, block 40, Kwaima Estate, Ikota Panabia. That's where the office is. So we do look forward to partnering with as many people as possible towards a successful marking of the World Day Against Human Trafficking.
So I'll read the phone numbers again: 070-111-00661, 070-111-00661, or you can contact the office located at plot 40 at Kwaima Estate, Ikorakwanabia. It's the estate that's close to the police headquarters there. Ben, we want to thank you for coming out here to talk to us, and of course you, Patience.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
It's been quite enlightening there. Personally, I didn't know the issue of 12 years.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
But I know that
Me
now.
too. You know that now.
I'm saying that
Exactly.
because oftentimes you have people who are not so blessed come to you.
Yes,
Look, can my
yes.
child just stay with you?
No.
You know, and you don't necessarily treat the child back.
Not badly.
Yes.
And the law is the law.
The law is the
I
law.
now know that you can support the child
Yes.
while he or she is still in his
Yes,
or her family.
yes.
Thank you so much, Patience and Ben there, officers of the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking Persons.
Thank you very much. That was Ubun Marcus there handling the update segments, and he was speaking with members of NAPTIP family who were tackling human trafficking. Etienne, did you learn anything? I learned so much.
Yes, I've learned. One important thing that really stood out for me was not employing a child below 12 years. I never knew that, not until today. So that means all we that go looking for house helps, in quotes, that below 12, you're already against the law.
But then, Etienne, imagine you go employ a child of 12, and then maybe you have a daughter of about that same age, 12. Yeah. So what's that child coming to do for your child? You understand? that's an abuse. A child coming to take care of a child. Yeah. The one that made me sick and very pathetic there was the sister who stayed in Italy. You know,
sending money all these years.
Exactly.
Never told the parents what she was into, and came to pick the younger sister.
Your own blood sister, to go expose her to that kind of.
It's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. That's why I was saying at the beginning that man's inhumanity to fellow human beings is becoming a crazy thing.
It is. The love for money, is that what we call it? Or the morals? The no morals against society?
Our society today, I think morals have been flown to the wings.
It's gone. It's really
thrown to the winds.
So we go to church every day. Always in
what
church
do we
services.
preach, Etienne? What do we preach? And we go to church, we don't even listen to what is being preached. You know what you're doing is incriminating. It's a criminal act, a dirty act, and then you're planning on how to go harvest some other person's child to come and be part of it.
It's really sad.
The one that makes my mind bleeds, or makes my heart bleeds, Etienne, is the one a father can sell out his own biological child.
That's crazy. I don't know, but people say it's money.
You're a father. How do you feel?
It's heartbreaking. I know it stretches you. So I can imagine selling your child to someone else you don't even know.
I'm already imagining. I know I'm a mother. I'm already imagining selling out my own child.
It can't happen.
That means you never even valued the child or appreciated the child from the onset.
I don't even think what the other person is going to do with your child.
With your child, you all you need do is the money, like you're saying, it's a love for money. I think it's making our society run crazy. We need to pray. We really need to pray to God to bring back our morals, because those days when we used to observe and respect morals, our society was
a bit better.
Better. There was sanity. Oh, beautiful. That's the size of our package for today. If you were tuning in or if you just tuned in, this has been Update Akwa Ibom, your flagship program from the Ministry of Information and Strategy. We do this for you in this station every Wednesday from midday to 1 p.m. So do keep a date with us sometime next week when we come your way with another interesting package. Yeah. Etienne, your parting words.
Oh, let's be our brother's keeper. Let's treat every child under our care with love.
Okay. Mine is be your brother's keeper.
Village warriors, make una whole body, kata kata no good. Strong men and warriors them for different communities where they fight. Una well done, oh. As una get mind, they kill human beings. So sake of say the people from the next village, he reached to clap hand for una well. I think political leaders them from these communities where they fight. Una they feel sleep close eye so why una will be leaders know they call una people keep make everybody they use talk take solve matter. Men of God them were from these communities where they fight and the ones where they preach give them. Now the soul where all of us for save now people they destroy so. Our God no be happy for this kind of destruction now. You know me say because our village killed the other side pass say that we go develop us. Villages where not like his contractor they fear to go those kind of places. Now me say project do they appear for there. Everybody sabi say now from peace where project they take the village heads and youth leaders. Make una know they allow wahala grow till he go rich. I know green now. Make una rush inform government for matter where pass una to handle so that peace where they everywhere for Akwa Ibom. You don't go from your side spoil. Stop all these killings and destruction today. This message is from Ministry of Information and Strategy.
XL 106.9 FM. Uyo's Urban Lifestyle Music Talk Radio. Here for you.
The views, comments, and opinions expressed in this program you are about to listen to are those of the guests and sponsors and do not reflect the policy position of XL 106.9 FM.
Feel the power. Welcome to Righteous Invasion of Truth with Dr. Abel Damina.
Church in the air and church online. Join Drs. Abel and Rachel Daminer as he brings you sound Bible study at 30 Days of Glory 2021, exegetically examining the fundamentals of the Christian faith, salvation in Christ. Dr. Daminer will bring you the revelation of Jesus beyond shadows, clearing the misconceptions and the misrepresentations of the character and the nature of God. Date from Sunday 4th July to Sunday 8th August 2021. Time 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. from Mondays to Saturdays, 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Sundays. Hook up live on our Facebook and YouTube page and also live on Kingdom Life Network TV, on My TV or Strong Decoder. Live on Comfort FM 95.1 Uyo, Mondays to Saturdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. daily. And on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Also listen to a rebroadcast of the services on Radio Akwa Ibom 90.5 FM Uyo, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. daily. XL FM 106.9 Uyo, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. daily. Passion FM 94.5 Uyo, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Inspiration FM 105.9 Uyo, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. daily. And Heritage FM 104.9 Eket, 10 p.m. to midnight daily. And be a part of the services. From when